Hello, this is Millennium 0007's Mr. 10th Doctor here to bring you the Yugi deck once again. I'm a huge Yugi fan, and just to prove it, I even have this Millennium puzzle. I've got the other 7 or 6 Millennium items, but I'm a Yugi fan. I'm using the board from the Legendary Collection 3 set to show you. In fact, this deck has actually become high on my my favorite list. I don't know. Most of the cards in this deck are actually from the new set. There are like 5 cards that aren't, and yes, there are forbidden cards, but do look past them, and you can replace them with cards that do the same thing, but not to that full extent. Alright, to start off, I have 1 Giant Soldier of Stone, great for defense, 2000. One of my favorite cards is the Celtic Guardian with 1400, and it's nice and shiny. I like that. Double Alpha. Yeah, this is a complete new deck. It's got very little resemblance of the original, the one that I showed earlier. Double Gamma. As you can tell, this Gamma has been beat up and used. The other one is brand new though. Double Beta. These are both brand new. I even have a third one. Beta is great for attacking, Gamma is for defense, and Alpha is kind of the crap of the magnets, the magnet warriors. And Dark Blade. That summarizes up all my weak, lower, or 4 stars and lower monsters for normal. Double Wadapon. I had a Silent Swordsman level 7, but because of his ability and a certain card in this deck, I took him out, and I put a Wadapon in. And it balances out the light and dark. There's only 5 lights, 5 darks, not including Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. Man-Eater Bug. Double Silent Swordsman level 3. 1000 attack, 1000 defense. During the standby phase, you can, during your standby phase, you can turn him into Silent Swordsman's level 5, the turn after he's been summoned. Double Obnoxious Celtic Guardians, because I battle a lot of high powered monsters, and having him is great for stalling. Double Breaker. He's a good beat stick. 1900, take off one of the counters, he becomes 300, and then he turns in and you destroy a magic trap card. That calls for all the monsters. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 non-sacrificing monsters. I got 4 sacrificers. 1 normal Dark Magician. I don't even bring him out much in this deck, to be honest, but he's there because it's a Yugi card. Famous Yugi card. The Tricky, discard a card and you can special summon him. Archfiend of Glypher. You mainly use him for defense, but when he's sent to the graveyard, I can equip him to a monster, and that monster will lose 500. He's at 2200 attack, 2500 defense. Here's my Silent Swordsman level 5. He's unaffected by spells, and Silent Swordsman level 3 is cannot be targeted. But like, I think if, say, your opponent were to activate Dark Hole or be a dick and have a Geki or some that type of ability, I don't think he would get destroyed. Yet all the other monsters would. So he'd be a great card to have. These 2 are special ability summons. Special summons certain ways. Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. 3000 attack, 2500 defense. I can target 1 face-up monster on the field and banish it, and then he cannot attack during this turn. Or during the damage step, by destroying an opponent's monster, he can attack a 2nd time in a row. And you need to discard a dark and a light monster from your graveyard, so that's why I had to switch out the level 7 for Wadapon, because it keeps the lights and darks still balanced. 5 lights, 5 darks, not including this light monster. And Valkyrian the Magnet Warrior. I'm pretty sure you guys saw that coming by having double the Beta, Gamma, and Alpha. 3,500 attack, 3,850 defense, and he's my strongest monster. Creature swap. When your opponent has a monster and you have a monster, you can activate this card. You get to choose a monster to switch, and your opponent gets to choose a monster to switch with. I usually use it for discarding. MST, it's a nice new secret rare. I cannot tell if you can tell or not. Double spell, discard a spell card, and you can activate the effect of a spell card that's in your opponent's graveyard, which usually is what creature swap gets discarded for. A gold sarcophagus. You take out one card from your deck and you play it, and you put it in your remove from play pile face up, and then after the second standby phase of activating this card, you get that card back into your hand. I usually use it on one of my drawing cards, but yeah. Now this next card has saved my butt over and over from its usage. The Seal of Orichalcos. There are some that would say it's not a Yugi card and some that would say it is. I consider it is just because he used it twice, I believe. And if you use it twice, it's good enough for me. But I'm sure everybody knows its effect by now. All your monsters gain 500. Destroy any special summoned monsters when you activate this card. And your opponent cannot attack the lowest attack monster if you've got a monster with a higher attack. Also, you cannot bring monsters from your extra deck. I almost wanted to say fusion, but your extra deck. And it's funny, I think this card really does like its ability in the movie. It really shows your darkness, because every time I've activated it, I've literally beaten the crap out of my opponent. Pot of Greed, draw 2 cards. Graceful Charity, draw 3 cards, discard 2. This is a secret. Along with Card Destruction, discard your entire hand and draw that same amount. I believe all 3 of them are banned. I'm not sure on this one. I know these 2 are, and like I said, it's not like you can't replace them. But you know, Yugi decks have a lot of banned cards in them, so. Swords of Revealing Light for stalling. Monster Reincarnation. I'm not sure if he has it. I'm pretty confident that he does. And Monster Reborn, which is now not banned. Alright, moving on to the traps. Black Horn of Heaven. When your opponent special summons a monster, negate the special summon. If you do, destroy that monster. I wasn't sure between this card or Light Horn of Heaven, White Horn of Heaven, or maybe it's just called Horn of Heaven. But I think that one is when your opponent summons a monster. It's basically like a trap hole, really. Double Bottomless Trap Hole. When your opponent summons a monster with 1,500 attack or less, destroy that monster and remove it from play. Regeki Break. Discard 1 card and destroy a card on the field. Sacrifice 2 armor. When your opponent attacks, destroy the attacking monster. Negate attack. Stall your opponent for the turn. And my final card is Magic Cylinder. When your opponent attacks, reflect that damage back at your opponent. I believe this is a 42 card deck. I mean, I've always liked Yugi, and do comment, rate, subscribe. I really need to know what to take in, what to put in this deck, what to take out. I really need help on that. If there's any, I'm willing to do discussion videos where I will give my opinion on ideas of how the game has been played and what cards should not be banned. And have a nice day.